Howdy everybody, and welcome to November 2021. November, what is it, you ask? Well, that's the end week of November and the first week of December. So today is Monday, the 29th of November. Yeah. Well, what am I doing today? We're getting the Super M out. We're going to go move a hay rake. Yes, sir, Bob. Going to make the old girl earn a little keep today. So if you want, come on along for the ride. We're just going right on over here. So today's goal is to move that old hay rake out of the weeds into somewhere where I can work on it. Now let's see. Now we can spot where the end of that loop is. I should have lifted it. Well, we're going to call it right about there. Several years ago, I ended up building a new drawbar for this thing. Oh my golly. I thought I had it sitting on a wood block. I guess I didn't. The original drawbar in this new idea, hay rake, was a like a 4x6 run from the front here to the back there. Well, I did a little work and replaced it. And we'll see if we can't get this hooked up here. Now I'm going to pull this out, and that chain can go up on that and stay there. Now, the next trick is because the back end of the hay rake swings, I'm up too close, and this has got to come over. Yeah, so let me let it roll ahead a bit. Kind of somewhere in there. Yeah, no, actually that can go over one of the in the come on, I gotta go over more. In the 200th subscriber video that I did, I made a comment about bush 1, Super M 0. Well, I was trying to pull that bush out with the Super M, and I ended up splitting the drawbar lengthwise from the hole to the end. So I bought a new drawbar, and I'm not real entirely impressed with it. This has got very little use on it, and it's already starting to get wallowed out a little bit. I don't think this thing was heat treated or finished up properly in that regard. But that's neither here nor there. What we're after today is to get this hay rake out of where it's sitting so I can get it to work on it. Yeah, we can get the old girl to start again. We'll be doing good. Listen to that, yeah. Starts right up, just like a champ. Okay, now I have to argue that outboard right-hand wheel of the hay rake around deadgum Dearborn disc that's sitting here. That's a hunk of junk. Now, it's not a hunk of junk, it's just missing all of its 3-point hitch attachment goodies. So we'll see if we can't get this rake to swing over and clear it. If not, this may be 2 or 3 takes to get it done. Oh, just barely touched it. Now this isn't the most ideal spot to have this hay rake to work on it. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, we're going to back this thing up into here because this winter I need to put some new teeth on it to pick up stuff with. We're just going to shove it back here in the corner for now and call it good. Yep, kind of like that. Say, did I ever tell you about the friend of mine that claimed to be a songwriter about sewing machines? Yeah, he was a singer too. All right, yeah, I put a loop on there. I need to get my cutting torch going, put a good bit of heat on here so that when I suck this up here and get it in tight, it'll pull it around, straighten it out a little bit. But yeah, it's 2 pieces of angle iron. You can see the gap there in between them that have replaced a 4x6 in there for a drawbar, which bolted up here to this plate here where this is. And you can tell that these are narrower than they were intended to be because, like right here, the angle is really evident. And when you pull it out so that they're parallel, it's about 6 inches between the two. So yeah, we're going to have to heat that up and bend those back a little bit so we can tighten up that bolt there. And then, like I said, we'll replace it with some square bolts and nuts. This unit does come with its extension rim on it. That's what these little clamps do. They hold on to these little nubbies and put that on there. That way it rides over the corrugated field a little easier. It doesn't have so many ups and downs and bumps to interfere with the hay rake teeth. Like I said a minute ago, we're going to have to replace some teeth in this. I'm going to order a dozen and a half or so this week. Right there's a hole for one that's missing. There's another one missing right down there. I do have all of the little clamps and the caps or whatever you call them that hold the teeth on. I do have all of those, and I also have a few spares. But I just need to order some new teeth because some of them are missing, some of them are broken, some only have one tooth, kind of a thing. Right here's a prime example of one of the teeth being broken off right here. It's actually a pair. It's hooked together up in here, and there'll be 2 tines come down like right here. But yeah, if we're going to get into hay production, that thing's got to get repaired, and a replacement will be ordered for that shortly. There's 3 of these steel wheels on the back end of this hay rake. I don't know what kind of condition those bearings are in that are inside of those hubs. So maybe, knock on wood, weather permitting, we can get to pulling all 3 of those wheels off. There's a second one there, and the third one's back in there a ways. We're going to pull that all apart and see about bearings and whatnot in those hubs. And if I get real ambitious, we may take the spindle shaft out of that and check to see what's going on inside of there, if there's bushings or something that needs to be replaced in there. So why put all that money into an old hay rake instead of getting something maybe a little newer? Well, we've already got it. I paid $1 for that hay rake and 6 cents. That was the state of Idaho in tax that was on it. So yeah, I paid $1.06 for that hay rake, so we're gonna make her earn that dollar, by golly. Yeah. Say, do you remember me telling you about my friend that was the songwriter that wrote songs about sewing machines? He got his start as a comedian in nightclubs years ago. He kept us all in stitches from laughing so hard. Anyway, I'm going to go put the Super M back in her hole for a little bit, and we're going to get on to another little project. I like getting the old Super M out every once in a while, if nothing else, just to keep her limbered up before I put her away for the winter. So a little bit of running today didn't hurt her a bit. Okay, you'll have to pardon my hood being up. I'm not the most photogenic person in the world, so it shouldn't hurt too many of you's feelings. But I got to get some of these weeds pulled out of this driveway entrance here that goes out into the field. And the reason why I'm after all these weeds is there's a rock pile right there in the middle of that. And if we're going to have that flea market and arts and crafts show next year in June, all that rock's got to get out of there. This ground has to be leveled. And then we're going to get some gravel, driveway base stuff, and put in here, be like 3/4 inch or whatever. And we'll cover this and go out into the field possibly with it. So, yeah, all these weeds got to come out of here, get burned up here in the next day or two. Might even get to it today. And yeah, then we're going to get Stinky out on its platform, start shoveling that rock on and putting it in the creek where it needs to go. I know it's not as much fun as driving a tractor, but it's just part of being on a farm. Another thing that's been out here that has been driven over and grown over and otherwise abused is an old door. Yeah. There's the latch for it right there. This door was in the little shed. When we disassembled the little shed to make our roadside fresh produce stand and gift center thingy out of, it'd be kind of neat to be able to use this door as part of that structure, just to kind of keep the memory alive of it. Yeah, so we'll see if we can't mow the grass and clean it up a little bit and resurrect this door. Yeah. You know my friend that was writing songs about sewing machines? He was also a singer. Yeah, he moonlights as a private detective. He doesn't give up on any case until it's all sewn up. So why am I on the wrong end of a manual powered backhoe? I'll show you. Alrighty, this is why I'm on the back end of that shovel. As the water level here on this thing has been almost 2 foot high. In fact, the water mark is right about there, the high water mark, and that's 23.5 inches above the bottom of that culvert pipe. So I need to lower that by at least, you know, I don't even want to go 12 inches, maybe 15 inches. I'd like to lower that 15 inches. So yeah, that's why I'm digging over there. The reason why I'm digging that trench is to install a 6-inch ABS culvert pipe to let the overflow water out of the duck pond and down to those trees. If you remember a couple episodes ago, I took the Farmall H and the one-way plow and dug a trench for the water to flow through as part of the overflow for the pond. So before the ground freezes up, I'm shoveling like mad so I can install that PVC or the ABS pipe. Not PVC, it's the black stuff. Yeah, that all black stuff. ABS. Okay, so from this point to there, I've absolutely got to dig by hand because right there is some buried poly pipe that runs around to the waterfall and the hydrant over by the riser for the garden. And then we're going to dig over here and hook up to that right there that I was digging with the plow behind the Farmall H a couple episodes ago. Once I get all that dug out, cleaned out, and that ABS pipe laid in there, we can backfill and bury it with at least a foot of earth on top of it to help hold its shape and keep it from getting crushed. And we'll keep you up to date on the progress on this as it goes. But I got to get to shoveling before this ground gets hard and freezes up. It's liable to do that here in the next week or so. Well, there is some of the pipe installed. You can see that green stripe on it. I got a dirt clod on top of it on that end holding it. I think though, because it is so short, or shorter than I thought, I'm going to dig this in a bigger curve here on the end of the duck pond, because the poly pipe is clear back here, so I may bring the pond back about halfway between it and where it is now, and that will get me enough length to come down here and get me down here a little further, maybe even with those railroad tie fence posts right there. So yeah, I'm about a foot and a half or so short right there. So if I bring that in back this way and make the pond a little bit bigger, I'll have more water in the pond to make up for what I'm losing by the overflow. And yeah, I can get the pipe more this way. And yeah, that's not a permanent installation. I've got to dig this stretch out some more here so that the pipe will be down lower. I need to be as low as that right there and in through here, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to finish digging out that trench and burying the pipe tomorrow if the weather behaves. Get that little project ticked off of the to-do list of things that I got to get done around the farm. I hope you all have enjoyed what I've been up to here at the farm this week. Just a little something else in the life. It's not all about driving a tractor. We got other projects I got to do. And where I'm a single guy and the only one here during this time of year working on things, it takes me a while to get to some of them. So I appreciate you sticking with me. And there'll be a lot more tractor action in the upcoming videos. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll do a little bit of putting those new teeth on the hay rake. And if and when I can get to it, we'll do the wheels on a video and whatnot. In the meantime, we got a few other little projects we got to get done around the farm. And as always, it means a lot to me and everybody else. If you right down there, right below the screen there's that little red thing that says subscribe on it. If you go ahead and click that, and you know what to do with the rest of it. Means a lot. Anyway, thank you. And you all be careful out there. I'm Farmer Dave. We'll catch up with you later. Bye-bye now.